I'm Henry Hodge, and for my first food presentation, I did fenugreek, also known as Greek hay. So, some general history of the plant is that it originated in southern Europe and the Mediterranean region, and it's primarily cultivated in Central and Southeastern Europe, Western Asia, India, and North Africa. It was carbon dated and it's believed to have originated around 4000 BC, but that is not completely confirmed. And the original name of fenugreek was Trigonella thonum graecum. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce that, but that translates to Greek hay. So there are not a lot of historical or contemporary issues around fenugreek, and it's not really important politically or religiously. However, it does have some cultural context, such as its use of embalming the dead of ancient Egyptians and mummification. And it was and still is integral to Indian cuisine. It's used in curries, chutney, and a load of other kinds of food that I'll get into later. It also was historically used as a medicine for a variety of illnesses and diseases, but there is no scientific data to back that today. So here I've got some nutritional data about fenugreek, and this all goes for an 100-gram serving. So there'd be 323 calories, 6.41 grams of fat, 58.35 grams of carbs, 23 grams of protein, and 24.6 grams of fiber. Most people eat it because it has such a high amount of fiber and also because it tastes good, but that will be important in its relationship to diseases. So fenugreek, as I mentioned before, was used a long time to treat illnesses and diseases, and one thing it does for sure is aid in digestion because of its such high amount of fiber. It's also been proven to increase milk production of breastfeeding mothers, and it helps diabetes by lowering blood sugar, and there is a lot of anecdotal evidence that it increases testosterone and libido, but nothing more than the anecdotal evidence. So, is it fresh? It's kind of not too difficult to tell if it's fresh. When you smell it, it should be very pungent, and you should be able to tell that it's a spice. And the color, it should be bright green, like shown in the picture. And other than that, it's not too difficult to be able to tell if it's fresh or not. So, seasonally, fenugreek grows best from late spring to late summer, and it can be grown year-round. The reason it grows best from late spring to late summer is because it does best in the very warm and hot climates, and this is another reason it does so well in India. And availability in the United States, it's easy to find dried seeds and leaves, but more difficult to find fresh leaves because it's primarily grown overseas. And for sustainability, it has nitrogen-fixing properties. So that means that when you plant it and when it's done growing, it actually leaves the soil in a better condition than it started. So that makes it easy to sustain not only fenugreek, but any other plant that you would want to plant in the soil. So I got to try fenugreek in my tikka masala from Tandoor, and it was part of the sauce. So on the website, they didn't have a specific recipe, but they had the ingredients they used. So in the sauce, there was tomato cream and fenugreek leaves. And you'll see in the picture in a minute the little bits and pieces of fenugreek. And cage-free chicken, brown rice, and garlic naan. So I really, really enjoyed the dish. It was very rich, savory, and filling. The sauce was super creamy. It had a lot of flavor. The chicken was well cooked. And I ate it by mixing the rice in with the sauce and the chicken and just stirring it up and eating it like that, and I thought it was delicious. There are other ways that people eat fenugreek, so it can be substituted for coffee when you roast it. You can use it in herbal teas. The seeds can be sprouted and used as vegetables, and that happens a lot in Africa. And it can also be used in imitation maple syrup, which a lot of people compare fenugreek's flavor to maple syrup. So here's a picture of the food that I actually got. On the right was the whole tray that they gave me, except I forgot to put the naan in the picture. But on the left, I got a little bit closer up, and you can see the bits and pieces of the fenugreek leaves in the sauce. So my social perspective will probably be similar to a lot of people in our class. I'm a U.S. college student, and I've never had fenugreek before, and I didn't even know that it existed. So this project really showed me that other countries eat entirely different food from the United States. And that can be for a variety of reasons, like tradition or what grows best where, like fenugreek in India. And also, as a college student, I don't cook very often. I'm looking to eat something that's easy and quick, like Panda Express or Raising Cane's. So it's exposes me to a very limited amount of food as compared to living somewhere else or trying to explore other restaurants in our area. And I think this kind of shows the extent of a globalized economy and how interconnected the world is, because I'm sure that 50, 60 years ago, you wouldn't be able to eat any of this kind of food unless you went to one of these countries like India or Egypt. And now I can drive 20 minutes down Kingston Pike and get it for myself. So I've learned a lot through this project. So these are my references, and I can't wait to watch everyone else's presentations and see what you all got to try and leave reflections. Thank you.